All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the chaos of Nairobi. And joining us this morning is Speaker of Nairobi County Assembly, Beatrice Elachi. And Speaker, good morning. We now know that there's a notice that has been served on you that you should not preside the operations of the County Assembly because apparently there's an impeachment motion against you. Have you responded to that?
Good morning, Sam. First, let me start by thanking you and thanking everyone and Kenyans for the theatrics we've decided to give Nairobians. But more importantly, just to say that first, I think, as everyone says, it is important we just respect the rule of law. And I think there is a process on how to just serve the speaker if you want to impeach. And the process is very clear that the mover of the motion brings the motion, serves it to the deputy speaker, he signs, it goes on the floor of the House. When the notice of motion has been done, that means they will have verified the signatures, they will have done the whole process. That is when now the speaker is notified that a notice of motion has been served on the floor of the House, and therefore you are given 5 days to respond. You either can bring even your lawyer. This time round, the law even gives a bigger picture. You are given time to come in with your lawyer, and then you respond. It goes back to the House business allocates it, and it goes on the floor of the House to process now the impeachment. So, number one, I have not seen that process move that way. So I cannot say whether I have received, refused. I have not seen the process start in a proper way as per the County Governments Act, and especially the amended County Governments Act. So if they can do that...
Speaker, correct me and let me know where the problem is, because the amended County Governments Act indicates that a motion to remove you from office can be given in writing to the Clerk of the Assembly and be signed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the County Assembly. Then it must also state the grounds for removal, but also says that the clerk of the Assembly shall within 5 days notify the Speaker and invite you to respond within 7 days, and the Speaker shall not perform any of the functions of the office of the Speaker. So which of these has not been done?
The first process that you have just said, because that notice of motion must go to the floor of the House to prove that there is a notice of motion. And that notice of motion is accompanied by everything for us to start. So even I don't know, when you tell me you've suspended, or well, I don't want to use the words everyone is using, and I don't want us to, there's a problem we have always in our country where we just take advantage, read a law at one section, and you use that to really distort the whole process of a very important institution, or even that important process of the impeachment. Because nobody refuses. I mean, you go through the law, you follow the law, you look at the allegations they have given, you prove those allegations. Then when we reach there, you can now blame Beatrice Elachi to say whether she has refused or not. But let me now just come to the matter of the issue of even how you're serving me. First of all, remember, Sam, I decided, because I knew we are just misusing our letterheads and everything. And at that time, the board decided, let us get our letterheads and let us use the government printers to be printing our letterheads and gazette them so that anyone can know. So first of all, can we start with the right foot? Write the letter to the Speaker on the right letterhead of the County Assembly. Then there you will say, I have served the Speaker and the Speaker has refused. Two, I just want to tell Kenyans, let us not also distort the orders of Lady Justice Maureen. Lady Justice Maureen is very clear that we have indeed a case that started in October last year on petition 194. She comes and she removes all orders, meaning even as the orders we had requested on Central Bank, she removed on us. She removed orders on Jacob Ngwele. She removed all orders. Then she comes, when she gives these orders she has given, which now everyone again is translating it to say it reinstated Jacob Ngwele. It never reinstated Jacob Ngwele. What Lady Justice Maureen did is to ensure the first orders she gave, she pushed, there is no clerk of Nairobi County as we speak. We have now. And you cannot say now you have suspended Edward Gishana. You can only suspend right now Edward Gishana because he is also, the recruitment that we did was also an order of a court. And Lady Justice Maureen knows that. And that is why she did not quash the Gazette notice. If you want Jacob Ngwele to say he's the clerk, then you must go back to court and quash the Gazette notice that puts in Edward Gishana as the clerk of the Nairobi County Assembly. So I want us to be very clear on those matters.
All right, Speaker, of course, that is contested because you gazetted the appointments of Edward Gishana. You even saw him in...
As per the order of the court, which I was given 45 days, Sami. I did not do it for the sake of Bichizelachi doing. I did because I was served with an order to do that.
Okay,
yes.
All right. And of course, Jacob Ngwele is saying that he's not the substantive clerk of the Assembly because of all those decisions. But all the same, I want us to listen to a clip that...
well, I want us to be very clear there, Sami, that one Jacob Ngwele, by the time I came back in October, has never sat down with any of the board members, none of us, never sat down. He was in India when I was coming back. From India, he came straight to the courts and asked for interim orders of anticipatory of victimization. Now, when you come and you want to work to an institution where completely you disregard the board that employs you and you say you cannot work with them, are you coming to work splitting that institution into two? Are you saying you'll be working, doing your things the way I can see he's doing without even sitting down, knowing very well you are you're supposed to sit, you are the secretary of that board. I don't know when was the last time you even saw the board meetings.
Okay, all right. Of course, those are matters that we can discuss some other time. But let's take a look at something that has some audio that sounds like you. Do you have that clip?
Which audio?
Just listen.
Nyonga kabisa. Piga kabisa.
Speaker, I have reason to believe. I have reason to believe. Wait a minute. I have reason to believe that that's your voice saying "Nyonga kabisa, perfect, piga risasi." Why would you be leading the chaos and inciting the chaos that are happening at the House?
No. I want you to just, please, Sami. You must understand I have been on your show many times. And I don't think I can be there leading at Piga Risasi.
So whose voice is that?
And first of all, I am not, how will you capture my voice and yet I was in the office, Sami? Can you first come and look at the assembly? And I don't know who, it's the voice. Because I am in the office when they are doing all these things. So my voice is so loud, it can go up to where they are. I need to know even where they are to get to know and say. But I believe the voice can be gotten. I mean, we have very good investigators in this country. They can get to the
Speaker,
voices.
Is it your position that that's not your voice?
Don't ask me as if you're trying to say it is my voice. No. Sami, that's not my voice. And I cannot do that anyway.
All right.
Honestly, is that how low you have seen me?
Okay, all right.
That I can really come out and tell a policeman, piga kabisa, piga risasi? Honestly?
I'll take that as your voice, but you're the Speaker of the Assembly, and of course witnessing...
Well, no. I mean, if you take that as my voice, then I believe you're one of the witnesses we
Speaker.
should be going with. And I don't want to argue. It is morning. I believe you want a good show, Sami.
Let me rectify that. I'll take that as your answer that it's not your voice. So you can move on from there. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're the Speaker of the Assembly, and witnessing all these chaotic scenes, how does it make you feel that these are the members that you're supposed to be presiding in the lawmaking responsibilities of the House?
You know, one, I don't want to depict my members in a war that they don't have with me. The war we have in Nairobi, Sami, is a war between my governor and my general. Bichizelachi is put in the middle and is used, because right now they know there's issues of money. So you use money to do many of these evil things. And then you come and say, now we have a war between members and Bichizelachi. For me, I have no war. But we are politicians. We can play it as we want to play. But in terms of personal war, I don't have any war, Sami, with any county assembly member. I have no war with them, by the way.
Okay, the reason I'm asking that is because one of your members, Patricia Mutheu, we understand that he is currently at a Nairobi hospital, and the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Fred Matiang'i, yesterday was saying that there has been so many arms within the Assembly. Are you aware of so many of your members being armed and coming with firearms into the Assembly?
Well, you see, every member, every Kenyan has a right to have a private firearm. And if you have taken it in the right way, then you have it. But then we are not supposed to also misuse it. I don't want to say they've misused or not misused, but it's also very unfortunate when you find that the sergeant-at-arms do not have their arms. All their arms were withdrawn, and therefore, I think for the best of us, and it was very unfortunate because we are on virtue, Sami, meaning we had closed the assembly. Now, when you break the doors and everything, it's very unfortunate on the whole scenario. But for the issue of the firearms, let me not go there, because I know there's a body that deals with that. It will ensure if everyone has their arms in the right way, they will be told this is how you are supposed to use your firearm and everything. If CS has gotten, and I want to apologize to him, because we have put now, everything is, when we need help, we call. When something has gone wrong, we condemn. I think that is where we just need to really say, both of us.
Okay, and Speaker, let's talk about the conflict we have in the Assembly. Of course, we've seen this, the governor of Nairobi, Mike Sonko, saying that he's now going to withdraw from the date that transfers some of the functions to the national government. And Mohamed Badi is saying that they are on course with delivering the services based on the mandate they were given. Have you been able to pursue these matters, and how, as an Assembly, are you going to resolve this crisis and this conflict between two executives from the side of the county governor and the NMS Director General?
You know, I think that is why the Assembly is put into all this war, because the only institution that can sort out the problem we have is the County Assembly. And therefore, I know my governor will feel, one, if the County Assembly is there, then we will sort out the matter based on using the law and explaining to him, you signed with the national government on these functions. I remember even the County Assembly was supposed to be thrown under the bus. It is only through the addendum that we were able to come out. Today, when we talk even of the executive, I mean, I don't know now which executive, because you find there's nothing that comes from the executive side, nothing. The County Assembly has managed to build itself now and make itself in a role that now ensures if it is work for NMS, NMS has to work within the framework of this law. And I know that is where we are having now the conflicts. You find that in everything that we do, I mean, even as we speak on the matter of the issue of what we see, it is the Assembly that has ensured that NMS has stood until where it is. And therefore, all the war will come on our doorsteps, because they know when the Assembly is there, NMS will perform. When the Assembly is not there, then NMS will have critical challenges on how it's going to perform. And that is the basis of the root cause of everything we are seeing today, that the war is really about the functions that were transferred vis-a-vis now what is happening in the executive, that they find themselves, most of the clear roles that they used to do are the roles they handed over. And so right now, they have no functions of what they are supposed to do. That is the challenge we are facing. And the other challenge is we are now coming to do the budgets of 2020, 2021. Come and now you bring confusion within the Assembly so that, again, the budget does not go through. Then we have all this crisis, and then we put ourselves into a stalemate.
So now who is doing that? Who is fueling this conflict?
That is the governor. I mean, I want to tell my governor today, honestly, in God's name, if indeed you know God gave you this position, then you just need to trust in him in how you move. If you know there's something that is wrong, instead of fueling confusion and bringing all this bitterness war that nobody understands, you just sit down and use the law on how to do the things right. But you can't be every day. Monday, you use young people to destroy Nairobi. Tuesday, you come now, you use the assembly to completely put us into a stalemate. We can't go that way. We can't go that way, my governor. I need to plead to my governor that things can be done, but in a proper procedural way. And everything Speaker, he has run in the assembly, Sammy,
right,
we've been able to pass. We've never said this we have refused because it's for governor. This we have done. The assembly is functioning in both sides to ensure they are able to work.
Speaker, the governor is not here to really explain or defend himself on what you're accusing him of.
Exactly. That is why I would also plead. Let us not really put him into a situation where he will not be able to defend. But since you asked that question,
yes, and let me take it forward, Speaker, because you lead the legislative arm of the government of Nairobi. The governor leads the executive arm of the government of Nairobi. I'm just wondering how much power he has to control the operations of a county assembly that you're the head. If indeed these chaos have become so much, for how long do you think you can steer them on, even as you said that the budget for the current financial year is not yet passed?
Well, I think, Sammy, people said, first of all, just know I have 70 members and they are there who support the process of NMS. And therefore, in terms of steering and ensuring, we will sit. We are now on recess, Sammy, on our long recess. We'll come back in September. We will have sat and looked at every issue. What is the real challenge? Without sugarcoating, we go back to the root cause. What is the root cause of all these challenges? How are we able to settle those issues? Because the county assembly would wish to finish its term until 2022. And every county assembly member would wish to see that a fulfillment. They would wish to see development in their wards. If there was development today in their wards, I don't think you'll have anyone fighting and doing all this we are doing. I think the most important thing and why they have stood to ensure NMS works is when they see development going within the wards, so that you fulfill the pledges that you had said to your citizens when you were being voted in.
Right. I want us to wind up. I wish you had more time, Speaker, because there's still so much to talk about. But as you wind up, so there's that standoff between yourself and I don't know what to call him, Jacob Ngwele, and now he has served you a letter that you should not continue steering the operations of the county assembly. So what do you think will be the solution? Because a county assembly without a substantive clerk or a trusted clerk, a county assembly without, well, of course you are the speaker, but that is being contested by some of the members. So where do we go from here, even as you take recess up to September without a budget? How do you resolve this?
Well, we passed the budget, Sammy, 50%, where you can use on expenditure on both sides. So that one we cured so that we don't get into a stalemate. But then going forward, I think it is the labor court that decides all this. If the labor courts on Monday, when they go, and I know they are closed, they'll do it on virtual and maybe give the rulings online, it will sort out the mess. If we sort out that first mess, hurdle, Sammy, the county assembly will move, because the confusion comes in when people play around. You play today with this and you play tomorrow with this. All I have said, and I want to say, Sammy, that let us not drag in the courts in a matter that is in court. I have the orders, they are very clear. For now, we have no clerk of the county assembly of Nairobi. If there's anyone who has an issue with Edward Gishana, who substantively has gone through a process that is under Article 13 of the County Governments Act, you just need to go to court and quash the Gazette notice, and then you tell me. For now, that is what I'll follow, and I will ensure, and I promise you, Sammy, we will come and we will have a solution of what will work for the assembly.
Finally, Speaker, so the CS Interior says that if he had the powers, he would want to see recalling of MCAs or dissolution of the assembly. Do you think it should come to that? And is that a necessary decision we need to take?
It is not unnecessary. The decision we need to do is to look at what is the problem of Nairobi. The problem of Nairobi is not county assembly members. No. The problem of Nairobi is we must deal once and for all on the matter of how do we see the two positions that, if it is governor and body, work smoothly and ensure that things work for Nairobi. That is where the problem is, and they should not split. When governor sees the members are supporting NMS, they are enemies of governor. It won't work, because all of this is for the benefit of Nairobi and for betterment of all Nairobians and the betterment of the capital city of Kenya, knowing very well that this is where the GDP of Nairobi, and with COVID, is that we need to really see how we can reassure that we can get that GDP from Nairobi.
Beatrice Elachi, Speaker of the Nairobi County Assembly, thank you so much for your time on Daybreak on speaking to us about the situation there. We wish you well, as we all do.
I wish you well also, Sammy.
All right.
And take care of COVID. And I just want to tell my members, let us take care of COVID. Let us know we are really, let us leave the assembly for now. And we have our colleagues who are sick. Let us pray for them.
All right, and I hope that the members of the County Assembly can observe social distancing next time we see in that house.
Absolutely.
All the best, Speaker.
I really pray.
All right, Speaker, we take a short break here on Daybreak. When we come back, we'll be looking at what's cooking. Willis Raburu gets into the kitchen with a guest.